Volume 4, here we come. Not gonna spend much time with the intro, but just make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, join the Discord down below to take part in fun community events like One Piece Friday, and talk with other fans as well. With that said, we get to watch Luffy fight a cat pirate and Michael Jackson today, so let's go ahead and jump into One Piece Volume 4, The Black Cat Pirates, featuring chapters 27 to 35. Part 1, Usopp confronts the Black Cat Pirates. This will cover chapters 27 to 29. If you've still not been convinced that Usopp is a fantastic character filled with heart, this section of the story should turn you to Usopp's side. Even after the village recreates the boy who cried wolf by rejecting Usopp's assertions, he attempts to warn Kaya of the impending danger, but to no avail, ending with Kaya slapping him in the face. Usopp is rejected by his village, his friends, and sends his crew away, telling them that he lied about Clawhador. Usopp places the entire burden of protecting the things he loves, the things he treasures, on his back. This is something that Luffy notices and agrees to lend his talents in order to protect the village. I really enjoyed this scene for one main reason. It shows Luffy and Zoro's connection, and emphasizes why Zoro is once again a perfect first mate for Luffy. Zoro commends Usopp's courage and calls him noble, and Luffy tells Usopp that he will not be helping Usopp out of pity, but out of pride. This leads to a shot of the group preparing for the pirates' arrival, but unfortunately, misfortune has struck again, as Usopp directed the crew to protect the wrong shore, which leads to a frantic scramble back to the North Beach. Unfortunately, the group is separated. As Luffy runs aimlessly, Nami and Zoro become stuck in the oil trap laid by the group, leaving Usopp as the sole person standing between the village and the pirates. This is where we are shown some key characteristics of Usopp. First, he is extremely intelligent and quick on his feet, being able to change his plan on the fly, such as offering Nami's treasure to the pirates if they agree to leave, something that Nami does not appreciate in the slightest. Secondly, Usopp's physical strength is second to his intuition. As I mentioned previously, Usopp has a literal bag of tricks, and paired with the slingshot, he can create powerful attacks with what some might consider to be nothing more than gimmicks. Third, and most importantly, Usopp has heart. Even after Usopp is defeated, he grabs a hold of a pirate's leg, telling them that he will not allow them to get to the village. With his last breath, Usopp will defend the people and things he holds dear, even if it means he will die in the process. A trait that we have seen Luffy value in the past. And wouldn't you know it, as things look bleak, Luffy and Zoro arrive on the scene, determined to help Usopp defend his village. Part 2, Zoro vs. the Meowban brothers. This will cover chapters 30 to 33. While this section of the story primarily deals with the Meowban brothers, yes, I know, the Meowban brothers, we also have a ton of additional moving characters, including Kaya, Luffy, Django, and Kuro. So before we get to Zoro, who once again is going to show us why he is incredible, let's break down what is going on outside of the fight. The start of chapter 30 is when we learn about one of Django's abilities, that being the ability to increase others' strength and power through the use of his hypnotism. This is supposed to be used to counter the arrival of Luffy and Zoro, but in his haste, Django accidentally gives Luffy a power-up in the process. Luffy absolutely trounces the pirate forces, before being hypnotized by Django once again, and is incapacitated below his ship's stem post. Chapter 31 is also where we see Kuro begin to make his way towards the battle, and where Kaya discovers that Mary, her other butler, has been attacked by Kuro. I won't lie, it is incredibly difficult watching Kaya realize that Usopp was not lying and he was just trying to protect her, and this is when she makes a big decision, with help from Mary. She will will everything to Kuro in hopes of getting him to leave, and makes her way after him to prevent any damage to the village. While all this is going down, our main man Zoro is confronted with the ship's guards, Siam and Butchie, who go by the name the Meowban brothers. And believe it or not, they're actually two formidable fighters who are calculating, ruthless, and incredibly quick on their feet. So quick, in fact, that they're able to steal two of Zoro's swords, giving him an impediment heading into the confrontation. This is when Usopp attempts to fire a lead ball at the brothers, but Zoro gets in the way, blocking the ball from hitting the enemy and taking an attack head on, because he didn't want Siam and Butchie to turn their attention to Usopp and Nami. This once again shows how similar Luffy and Zoro are, and honestly, how Zoro has ideals similar to that of Shanks. The three of them will do whatever is necessary in order to protect their friends. Thanks to some trickery from Nami, who manages to return all of Zoro's swords, and Kuro arriving on the battlefield, leading to Siam and Butchie attempting a mutiny, Zoro is able to get the upper hand on the duo and defeats him in a masterful finishing blow. Even with the damage taken while protecting his friends, Zoro still finishes on top. There's little time to celebrate, however, as Captain Kuro is growing impatient, and Kaya has arrived on the battlefield, setting up the ending of the volume.
Well, you should know, there are at least 100 more punches where that came from!
Part 3, Kaya confronts Kuro. This will cover chapters 34 to 35. The final part of the volume is easily the most emotional, as it covers the reunion between Kaya and Kuro. This is also where we see firsthand how evil Kuro is, and how despite living and working for Kaya for 3 years, he holds no fondness towards her in his heart. Kaya pleads with Kuro to accept her fortune and leave the village alone, but Kuro refuses, saying that what he really wants is peace of mind, and that won't occur till he wipes her out. This is when we have a painful scene of Kuro recounting everything he and Kaya did together. Kaya pointing a pistol at him, and slowly loosening her grip as the emotions flow from their memories together. It is clear that Kaya loved Kuro, and cherished their time together, while Kuro felt nothing towards Kaya, viewing her simply as a means to an end. Kaya breaks down, as the realization of her situation is too painful for her to bear. As Kaya breaks, Usopp overcomes his injuries, steps into action, and attempts to punch Kuro in the face. I think the poetic thing about this is that Usopp misses, but the people who always have his back step in to do what he couldn't. Luffy lands a clean punch on Kuro, knocking him down. Then the absolute mad lads known as the Usopp Pirates beat the daylights out of Kuro. It's a perfect shot and shows how much Usopp means to his crew, but also what he means to Luffy. I'm going to save talking about Kuro's powers for the next volume, but I do want to mention a touching character moment to end off the volume. Kaya runs away as Kuro instructs Django to chase after her. This is when Usopp musters up enough energy to give his crew a final command: protect Kaya. This sets up the final confrontation of the Usopp Pirates protecting Kaya from Django, Luffy fighting Kuro, and Zoro fighting a newly hypnotized Butchie. Volume 5 is looking to be a stellar finish to an okay arc. So we're at the end of the video, and as you can probably tell, I'm not incredibly invested in this arc as I was with the Orange Town and Romance Dawn portions of the story, but I will address this at the conclusion of this arc in the next episode. Regardless, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, and stick around for Volume 5 coming very soon. Take care, and I will see you all again in the next episode.